Hey everybody, this is John. Welcome to the free video. And last week, it's been a couple of really cool days in Phoenix with a couple of mentors. I'll let you guys know more about that. It's stuff that kind of helps with not only trading, but kind of setting up for the new year. We'll dive a lot more into that. First, let's take a look at the markets today. So what's going on here? Well, we're starting to see more and more volatility. You can see here dust has gone from 20 to 50, back to 20. Now closing the week at 25. So the question is, where does it go next? Is it going to explode higher here, or die? And how do you know? What are the tools that you can use for that? Okay. Or what about USO? What are the things that are going to go on there? And a lot of times when people think of, like, say, the dollar or ETFs, it's kind of like, okay, cool. So that means that we could do something with either oil or gold, or maybe FXE, right? And that's about it. So those are things that'll have an impact. But I think that what people don't understand is that when something like what's going on with the dollar, not only does it impact a lot of commodity related ETFs, but it also impacts specific stocks. Okay, Apple being one of those. And the correlations like this are changing. So what's important to know then is, and well, even if we drill this down on a intraday basis, what's important to know is that on any given day is understanding that if the dollar is going higher, what's going to be impacted by that. Okay, it's not just oil and gold and the euro, but it's also going to be large caps, mid caps, small caps, and different things like that. And on days when the dollar is exploding like this, there are going to be certain situations that you can take advantage of that are well above and beyond what happens in what I would call a normal market. This is not a normal market. This is an abnormal market. It's going to be like this throughout the next 8 months. And if you get this, then it's going to be a gold mine, and if you don't, it's going to be very frustrating. Okay, so I did a video last week on ETFs and had a lot of awesome questions on it. So what I'm going to end up doing is on Tuesday, okay, I'm going to do a completely new presentation, a new class. And there were a lot of interesting questions on this. So some of the questions that came up were like, hey John, I just watched this very interesting webinar that you did on ETFs, talking about the dollar, and I am trying to get a good feel of, is this something that we're going to, is it different setups? Is it the same setup? What's going on here? So here's the deal, guys. And in fact, well, let me just show you something. The gist of what I'm getting was what people don't understand is what we're heading towards. We're heading towards 1929 all over again, and a lot of people don't see that. But what we're seeing right now is not a bubble. Okay? A bubble looks like this. This is what happened in 1929. There's similar things that happened then that are happening now and are going to repeat themselves. Okay? This is not about, oh, wow, look at this dollar's in a squeeze, and all these simple things are going to happen that make a lot of sense. That is not what is going on. If you made a ton of money during the 1998, 1999 bubble, and also made a ton of money and were able to recognize when it crashed, you will do fine when that happens again. What we're going to see here is that the bubble hasn't started yet. We're going to get a bubble. Minimum target upside is 6,000, and from there we get the bam. And the question really is, do you know how to recognize when the bubble has officially started and when it has officially ended? Okay, this is not, if you come back and you look at this, there wasn't a squeeze here telling us that there was a bubble, right? The bubble just happens, and you've got to know how to recognize it. You got to know how to trade it. If you can understand how to recognize this, because this is what's going to happen over the next year to year and a half, you're going to make a fortune on the upside and potentially another fortune on the downside. If you do not understand what is happening, you're going to get killed and you're going to be frustrated. And you just have to kind of decide, put yourself forward 3 years from now. And do you want to be like, look back and be able to say, wow, I killed that. I've got all this security now from my family and myself. This is amazing. Or be bitter the rest of your life because you missed this and you don't understand what's going on. It is a lot of it has to do with the dollar, but this is not a normal situation that we are coming upon. If you're prepared for it, you know what to look for, you're going to do awesome. You're going to feel great about yourself. If you don't understand what's happening, you're going to be frustrated. You're going to be throwing keyboards at the door, and you're going to think of yourself as a failure when you really didn't even have a chance in the first place because you didn't understand what was going on. And all you have to do is understand what's going on, okay? So that's my mission, and that's what we're going to be talking about on Tuesday. Again, completely new and updated class to go through and understand what's going on. First name, email, register now, and see you at the webinar on Tuesday.